My name is Zhu Yixun. I'm from China, Beijing.
It's Manogna, but after coming here, it's turned into Manonia.
My name is Ye Xianjing, actually in Chinese, but I have also an English name, which is Gabriel. So you can call me Gabriel Ye, or in Italian it's Gabriele Ye, or the same. And I'm from Shanghai, one big city in China, and I have graduated 2 years ago, and I plan to graduate for my master degree in April. I've been here in Lecco for 3 years.
I'm from India. I'm an architect, and I've recently graduated 2014 April, and 2014 September. I'm here.
I've studied civil engineering. Here is civil engineering for risk mitigation.
Okay, and so how long have you been living in Lecco?
I've been living here for about 2 years and some months. Yeah.
And what do you think about the city? So which was your first impression about Lecco?
My first impression is, oh, this city is so small because I think for most of the students who study here, we are from a quite big city in our country. And the first impression that we feel Lecco is, okay, this city is so quiet and so peaceful and so small. And I can say that because I also say this to some other friends, like Lecco is another place that you will fall in love in the first place. But gradually you appreciate this city, you appreciate this quiet, you appreciate the closeness that the people are, and so basically you will fall in love with the city in the end.
I arrived at midnight, literally at the stroke of midnight, and pretty quiet. And I walked through the Via Turati, the one which is all trees and all that. It's pretty beautiful. I was waiting, when it's going to be morning, and I just wanted to explore. So the next day morning, I walked out, and it was very close to the lake. So instead of the city, I went to the lake first, and it was the most amazing experience ever.
The first impression I get here is a very tranquil village, and with a very, very good scenery. As you know, I'm from a big city, actually maybe one of the highest density of people in that cities. So which means in our street generally there'll be a lot of peoples, and especially in some little paths you will find it's crowded, but here you find it's wide open, and you will feel the air is really fresh. And the first time I walked along just around the lake, I just feel that's really refreshing and make me can calm down to think about things. So I think this is a perfect place for the study.
India, we've got a lot of population. Every place is crowded, and I come from a metropolitan city, so it's like this kind of peace and space is really good. It's a treat.
Well, the most about Lecco is the closeness among people. I mean, for example, if you want to meet up friends, you just call the friend, and in 10 minutes you can meet.
The people here are really welcome for me, and when I apply for the stay permit, permesso di soggiorno, I feel the officer, they're also very nice. They are really patient to check my documents, and they don't feel annoyed even there's a lot of applicants. So I think generally I like the city. One of the biggest most important reason I like here is the people here are really welcome. They're really friendly.
In general, Italian people are quite friendly, really. I have to say this. And the people from Lecco, they are all also very, very kind. And because in the very beginning, when I don't speak Italian, there are so many people that help me. And also my previous landlord, some Italian friends, and also even some, just some local people that help me a lot to do all the stuff, to do all the documents, and also the people in Questura, in Polizia. So, I mean, it's a very friendly city.
Some of the major problems that I faced here is the language, I'm new here, my basic Italian is very basic, and it really doesn't match up. And like for example, I had to go to the insurance office, and they don't speak English. So I had to open my phone. The guy had to open his phone, and we had to translate, and took a lot of time.
The main problem, I guess, is the language. I think it's for everybody, because Lecco is a place that's full of older people, let's say. So it's a quite residential place, right? No. So the people here that don't speak English very well. So when we really have some problem, it's always a little bit hard to communicate with them and understand each other.
I think, generally speaking, when I got here, the infrastructure in Lecco is almost very good, because you have something we don't have in Shanghai. For example, the electronic pad for the bus stop. You can check when the bus comes, but that in Shanghai we don't have that kind of things. Of course, it's because we have too many populations. It's not easy to predict when the bus will come. But for here, it is really convenient. You will know how much time you will wait, and the situation of the road is really good, and you can just walk everywhere you want. I think the infrastructure here is almost perfect here, and during these years, it's even more perfect for me. One of the most impressive things is the tunnel which built it in the train station. You know, before we have to step up and then go to the tunnel, which is linked the minarets together, and it's not comfortable, because when you get a really heavy luggage, you have to take it up and take it down. So this time they just digged it through to make a new tunnel. For us, it's really convenient.
The public transport is really good because I stay a little far. I keep using the bus all the time.
I have to say, from the beginning of my journey, living here, the price is relatively low. Right now, it's getting a little bit higher, and compared with the prices in Shanghai, the goods here is still a little bit higher. It may be 1.5 or 2 times as the same as the price as the same product in Shanghai. So for me, it's a little bit higher than the cost living in Shanghai. Of course, one of the other biggest reason is because I have a home in Shanghai. I have to pay rent here, and generally I pay 300 euros here. For a student, it's not a very low price, but I have to say, if I rent a house in Shanghai, I still have to pay such amount. So the price it's just more or less equivalent with that of Shanghai. But I know compared with the central of Milan, it's still economic. So for us, it's really good. For the student, this is a good place to stay.
I have some friends in in Milan, and they pay a lot more than me. So I'm really happy that the expenses aren't that much. But I don't think I'm really spending too much. Compared to India, definitely a lot more.
From these 2 years, I see like Lecco is becoming more and more international, because there are a lot of people coming here to study or to work. So Lecco was quite different from the first time I see it. So I somehow see the development of this city, and it's becoming better and better.
One challenge I'm facing next is to find a job. So if I want to make a suggestion to Mayor, to maybe to create more job positions in Lecco. I know around Lecco there's a lot of industrial region or industrial factories. And if the governor can do something to make some public interview for the student. I know there's a lot of link with the companies and the Politecnico in Milano, but it can still be a public thing. I think we have the place to do this, but just a suggestion for me.
if I would give some suggestion to the mayor, the future mayor, I would say like take the students, us into consideration, because also we are the part of this city. We are actually a big part of the city, and we are the, how to say, we are quite alive. We are quite active. So take us into consideration, and this city would be more active